to talk about what's going on. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. There's only one. 6 years of this. And counting. So, welcome. Whenever you get here, welcome. Today is the 11th, and it's just after the full moon. The full moon was a fun full moon. And we'll just wait a few minutes for people to arrive. Just say hello to one another. We're going to go over some things. Mary's here. Hello. Rose is here. All right. So it's been quite a week. Every week is quite a week, right? And a little bit earlier, I was on the beach, and I did a video from the beach, just went over a couple of things. If you remember, I did record a video for today. I'll upload it after this. It was a hell of a week. Every week is a hell of a week, right? That's what we're in. And what I want to, and hello to everybody. What I want everyone to just kind of like be aware of is this administration is, it's an administration that's trying to take America down. Has anybody noticed? What's happening in America right now is the same thing. Much of it is the same thing that would happen under attack from a foreign enemy. So that's where we are, and we're going to take a look at what's coming. I pulled out some cards I hadn't used in a while. Let's see. We have the Voyager Tarot. This is a fun deck. Did you guys have a good full moon? Hello, hello, hello. I had fun at the full moon party last night. That's going to be a monthly thing. Probably through October. And I have the Fairies Oracle, compliments of Warren. Warren sent me this deck a while back. So, much like if we were in the military and we were under attack by the enemy, we would be in the trenches and we would be fighting back. So that dynamic is the same. Maybe not fighting with weapons, obviously, but we have to fight back. When we fight, we win, right? It's an assault. If you haven't noticed, it's an assault on every aspect of American life. Can you hear me okay? Somebody's saying they need earbuds. I know the YouTube kind of messes with the volume, so just making sure. My microphone goes in and out sometimes. Oh, Terry's here. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. So did Dumpy go to Texas and throw paper towels today? We wouldn't be surprised if he did. Did he go? Did he go to Texas? What was pronounced? Yeah, that's why you're so tired. You're in the trenches. Yes, you can hear me fine. Thank you, Terry. I missed something. Did he go to Texas? I don't know. It's hard to keep up. Well, let's take a look at some cards. Let's pull 3 fairy cards. He went to Texas? And he insulted a press agent? Dumpy insulted somebody? Oh my goodness. With Hegseth holding arms shipment to Ukraine. The Russians hit Ukraine big. Yeah, exactly. Apparently he did go to Texas. I didn't catch any of that. Yeah, Dumpy could never insult anyone, Warren says facetiously. I'm going to pull 3 fairy cards to see where we are in America. Thank you, Warren, for sending these cards. I forget to use them. Let's see. So we have, I actually have to go to the book for these. I'll show it to you in a second. Thank you for being here. I'm glad that you're here. Dumpy, Melania, and Dr. Phil were there. Actually, I did see a tiny little clip of him saying, "Oh, there's Dr. Phil." We need to get them out. Yeah, okay, I did see that little bit. Acute intellect, quickness, mental synthesis, discernment. Okay, so this is where we are right now. We're in acute, we're very smart. We the people are very, very smart. Quickness, mental synthesis, discernment. So we're in our discernment time. And we have, okay, so we're smart. We're in our discernment time. That one I can't read. Let's see. 64. We're in our discernment time. The American people are really catching on to what's going on. And we're catching on quickly. Let me just read this one and then we'll read some of the... This is called Goucha. Sudden shock, unexpected events, rude awakenings. Okay, but we are smart and we have our intellect. I will read this one too. The fairy who was kissed by the pixies. 21. Oh, by the way, if you remember, I just recorded a video about how to be peaceful. I'll upload it after this. Okay, so the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Love given, love received, metaphorical open heart surgery. What's going on in our country is our hearts are being busted open because of all the distress that we are all in. And I know this isn't the way that we want our hearts to open up, but one of the side effects of what we're in right now is that we cannot stand to watch our fellow human beings suffering. Right? So it makes us go, whoa, not on my watch. And by the way, the reason I have my American Red Cross cup here, I know my letters are backwards. I already told you the story of that. Is to remind people that if you can, you don't have to tell me that you can't, but if you can, just reminding you, those who are able to donate blood. And that I'm mentioning that, I'm talking about opening up our hearts. A side effect of this horror that we are in is we cannot stand by and say, it's okay to send people to Alligator Alcatraz where there are 8 billion mosquitoes carrying all kinds of diseases and there's no plumbing and they're feeding people food with maggots in it and they don't even know why they're there. It's not okay. So the more extreme it is, the more we pay attention. Not that we like this, but it's a side effect. So let's really look at what's going to happen with this protest on the 17th. All right, so let's read the Voyager Tarot. GOP has been grilling Biden's doctor to develop personal medical files. That's a distraction. That is a distraction. And if that doesn't piss you off, check your pulse. They're picking on Joe Biden because they need to distract you. Okay. 3 cards about the protest rally on the 17th. I think it's John Lewis's birthday. Yes. Okay, there is Kathy saying, I'll be there next Thursday. Very mad. Yes. Take that anger to a protest. Yeah, he's throwing every distraction they can come up with. That's true. They're They're calling Biden's doctor into a hearing. For what? The rally on the 17th, I have harvest, which means it's going to create something. It's going to be productive. It's going to create something that gets things rolling. The man of wands, we the people, the high priestess. I really do feel like this protest is going to bring out a side of America that people don't even know exists. That we are a huger number than anybody realizes. So the harvest card, I mean, everybody's coming out. Jake Tapper was back on air bashing Biden, trying to prove his book was right. Yeah, write to him and tell him what an effing loser he is. Litigate the past rather than deal with the present. Well, we could do a dumpy. We could say, are you still talking about Joe Biden? Like you did about Epstein. We have all these problems. Why are we still talking about Joe Biden? Am I right? So as far as the rallies go on the 17th, they will be fruitful. I have the harvest card. They will change things. The man of wands is here. We the people have the power. The high priestess is indicating that there are things that will happen as a result of the rally that are good. But we have no idea how many people are going to show up. But it's a lot. What's going on in Florida with this? Are people protesting? Here's a thought that I had about what's going on in Florida, is that Ron DeSantis not too long ago banned the media. You have to go through some kind of an approval process. This was about a year ago or more, that the media couldn't just report. It was when all these hurricanes were hitting Florida. He wouldn't let the media report on what was going on in Florida back then. So I think Ron DeSantis put laws in place that the media can't report on what's going on unless he approves it first. Let's read on that, shall we? Let's do that. Let's read on Ron DeSantis in the face of this concentration camp. Yeah, Florida took FEMA money and built a concentration camp. A book was just released about the cover-up because Biden didn't know what was going on. What cover-up? I mean, if it makes you mad, take action. When will DeSatan be gone from Florida? He needs to go to hell. Telling it like it is, Electra Storm. 3 cards on DeSatan. Let's see. Going to protest on the 17th. There is no way. Thank you, Terry, for putting the topic up. There is no way that any you know how they love to say able-bodied? There's no way that any able-bodied American should not be out protesting on July 17th. If you're too scared to do it, you're too scared to do it. So, like, some people won't, obviously. But everybody who's able must get out on July 17th, because we need tens of millions of protesters, because we are mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. Right? Light outshines the darkness, yes, but we have to show up with our light. Now, Ron DeSantis, I have the Tower card. Things are going to fall apart for him. Dad joke, I'm thinking of becoming a hitman. I heard they make a killing. It's a dad joke, Belle. Thomas, I'm glad your spirits are up. So Ron DeSantis, I have the Tower card. Things will be falling apart for him. Commencement means it's going to happen kind of soon. And the learner, yeah, people are waking up to his shtick. He's a sadist. Ron DeSantis enjoys inflicting harm on other human beings. What kind of person is that? Right? Right? That's why we call him Ron DeSantis. Yeah. Yeah, it all falls down. And I did a mini pop-up on the beach earlier, and I saw that I asked when the concentration camps would be taken down, and I got in 2 months. Oh, okay. ICE attorney Adam Boyd resigned in protest, saying Trump's mass deportation policies are morally indefensible. He states ICE is targeting families, asylum seekers, and longtime residents. Yeah. Not criminals. Yeah, that's why we have to protest. Thanks for that. Michael's going to a protest in Ohio, right? Because he moved. Somebody fell victim to Fox. Well, let me tell you something, and you probably heard me say this during the parade on July 3rd. I was in a foul mood. It was tough. And, you know, bumped into some Trumpsters, and this woman actually said to me that it was good that people were being sent to concentration camps. They can set you off. They really can. Let's pull 3 cards about Joe Biden. We're going to put an end to this. Yeah, we're going to put an end to this. He's trying to deport half of the country. Did you know the stats about New York City? All of you that are here that are from New York City? 40% of New York City are immigrants. Ellis Island, right? We're going to pull 3 cards on Joe Biden. We're not going to make it to 200 people in the house tonight, and so we won't be doing a group hug because we won't get 200 thumbs up. Just a heads up. Why couldn't the kids see the pirate movie? Because it was rated R. 3 cards about Joe Biden. Really sad. He's in a very sad time, Joe Biden. Send him a lot of love. He knows what's going on. This is about Joe Biden. You saw in the news a woman in a detention center saying she still supports Trump. Let me explain that. Cult mind is really hard to break. So we have to really just be in this place of we just need enough of them to quit the cult. We're not going to get all of them. Some people are really susceptible to cult mind control. That's the level of like Jim Jones or Heaven's Gate. That's people that are at that level. Yeah, they're trying to say 34 million able bodies are on Medicaid. They love this able body thing. That's why I just used it in jest. If you're able bodied, get out and protest. So I have the commencement. So I'm asking about Joe Biden, and this is the sorrow card. He's really having a hard time, but he's got his family around him. He knows what's going on. Joe Biden knows what's going on. He knows that Putin is holding this country hostage. There, I said it. Okay, and this is commencement, but Joe Biden believes that we can move forward out of this. And that's where we're at with that. After my last camping trip, I want to go every year now. That trip was so intense. Good one. All right. Let's go to the nefarious cards, if they're here. I don't think I have them in this room, actually. I've been moving my cards around a lot. Joe is also talking to NATO. So let's read the Aquarian Tarot. Thank you for being here, and please hit the thumbs up. If we don't get up to at least 175 people in the room, I'm going to cut this short tonight. Okay. let's read on ice. And while I'm thinking about it, and I mentioned it earlier on Off the Ledge, I reposted the meditation that we did on Juneteenth. In that meditation, there was a visualization for stopping ice. So let's all do that meditation, and I did upload a guided meditation yesterday that I pre-recorded. Okay, so 3 cards about ice. Visualize ice shutting down, getting shut down. Visualize this whole thing getting shut down. All right. Ice. The High Priestess is coming up. The thing about ice is that the High Priestess is here. The High Priestess means that they're working for the enemy. I mean, they're working for the Kremlin. What's going to happen with ice, and this is what I have in our visualization, in that meditation. So just go to Juneteenth, that night when we did that guided meditation, because I channeled a powerful meditation, getting the people that are working for ICE to reconsider. And guess what? I did read an article or two about the ICE agents being very disillusioned. Gloria, you didn't miss the meditation because I pre-recorded the meditation, so there's no way you could have missed it. What did the mother buffalo say to her child as he left for school? Bye, son. Reading on ice. It's getting exhausting for them. You have to be a pretty sadistic, brainwashed, heinous, horrible person to the core to have a job doing what ICE is doing. You really do. Yeah. The 6 of Cups, this is the family card. And I think we're going to see ICE agents defecting. And it's interesting because the guidance that I get is even if they're horrible, horrible people, for some of them, this is just too much. I'm going to take your daddy away from you. I'm going to take your mommy away from you. I'm going to take grandma and grandpa. And you're never going to see them again. Out of the blue. So that's what's going on there. So let's read on Dumpy Dump Dump. To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump. You read the ice workers didn't sign up for this. They were, they were aghast about what's happening. Okay, that's interesting. All my pendulums are in the other room. So let's go back to the cards. All right. Let's read on the fate. Yeah, may they all suffer a conscience soon, I agree. Let's read on the fate of... What heinous person can we ask about? The fate of Elon. Most of the GOP are traitors and charged. They should be charged with treason. Yes, absolutely. The fate of Elon. Thank you, Terry, because sometimes I do forget. It's good to see you here. The fate of Elon. Okay, what I get consistently when I'm reading on Elon recently is the world card. So this indicates that world leaders have their eye on what he's done and what he's doing. And they have a strong case against him and whistleblowers. Impersonating a law enforcement officer is a felony. Yeah, but we need a legal system that works. Elon's going to tell all. I feel like justice will come for Elon from the world stage, and the Page of Swords is from a whistleblower too. Yeah. World card for I haven't. Yeah, right, Zircon. I've been getting that a lot. let's read on Dumpy and whether he's going to be held accountable for crimes against humanity. Thomas put an old dad joke up there, so check it out. Alright. Is Dumpy going to be held accountable by the World Court for crimes against humanity? Terry loved your joke, Thomas. Dumpy being held accountable for crimes against humanity. I feel like something else is going to happen first. Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. I feel like something else is going to happen first. He's before he gets held accountable for crimes against humanity. There are other challenges that he will have to face. There are whistleblowers. There's whistleblowers everywhere. And the King of Cups. I'm feeling an emotional outburst from Dumpy around Pootie. What might that mean? An emotional outburst from Dumpy and around Pootie. So what I'm getting about that is, as far as him being tried for crimes against humanity, Dumpy, something else is going to happen first, which is bringing to mind this. See, the cops are coming. That was the cop car as I was talking about him being held accountable. Where's Keg's breath? I read on him last night. He's brokenhearted by Putin. What I get is, like, before he's able to be held accountable for crimes against humanity, Dumpy, I'm talking about, something else is going to happen that sort of preempts it. Now, I want to speak to what a lot of people are talking about. And it's the person who wrote The Simpsons having predicted, it seems like exactly what's going on now. You guys know what I'm talking about? The Simpsons episodes where there was a very unpopular president and what happened. So apparently, there's an episode where whoever this unpopular president was has a big heart attack and expires in August of 2025. And a lot of people are talking about it. Well, I don't watch The Simpsons, but it's been all over YouTube that The Simpsons were predicting everything that's been happening in America almost to a T. To a T. To a Trump. So let's actually read on his health. Lisa was president, and The Simpsons had to clean up Dumpy's mess. Isn't that interesting? I'll read on Dan Bongino next. Let's pull 3 cards about that. I never watched The Simpsons either. I'm not saying that I watch The Simpsons. I'm saying that there are videos out there. I mean, I would know more about it if I had been an avid watcher of The Simpsons. I'm just not a TV watcher. Even back then I wasn't. Okay, so we're going to pull 3 cards about The Simpsons. Let's do that. And the accuracy of their prediction. Interesting. Does anyone know what season the episode is? I don't know, but maybe if you Google it, I'm sure you'll see it. Well, I have the Star, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. I think that The Simpsons were correct in predicting a female president. And in that episode, it was Lisa Simpson. Yeah, interesting. Because I have the Star card and the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So I think that they were probably right. Do the Simpsons have psychics working as writers? You wrote symptoms. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel that goes over the 2025 predictions that were on the Simpsons episodes. And it looks like it was correct. It looks like I got the Star card. It looks like they were correct about the United States. So let's read on the fate of our democracy in general. All right. The Simpsons equal Nostradamus, yeah. Let's read on America. Can you believe a week ago we were celebrating the 4th of July, the fate of our democracy? Now, I'm going to stand by what I've always said, that we're going through this time, and I didn't think it would last this long, but when you're dealing with cult mind control, it takes a lot to crack their heads, metaphorically speaking, and pour some sense into them. So that's part of the reason it's been so hard to get MAGA to loosen its grip. But ultimately, we need to rewrite our Constitution to apply to modern day times. We need to screen people that are running for office, and you know, have ways to oust them if they decide to just be total crooks. The Simpsons writer was Dan Greeny. Now, I'll have to look into him more. He claims that he made a funny video about him predicting the future through the Simpsons episodes, but quite accurate. Our democracy, the Eight of Pentacles. We're actually going to get into working hard. We're actually going to get into. Remember, Kamala said, "We love our country. We love hard work." Of course, we love hard work when it means that we get to remain free and independent. So he was on TikTok saying he is psychic. Yeah. So the Eight of Pentacles. I'm reading about our democracy. We will get to work. Dumpy has forced us to pay attention. Hard work is good work. That's what Kamala said all the time, right? And the Knight of Cups. I'm going to tell you, and I've said it before, we're really going to get into this protest thing. And don't think for a second that it's not working, because it is working. Let me remind everyone, this is our country. They are squatting. They are the enemy that infiltrated our government, attempting to torment us, to literally torture us, to take away all of our rights, to steal all of our money, to steal our identity, to steal our country from us. This country belongs to us. We have to defend it like we would defend our own actual family if there was a bunch of thieves coming in to rob us blind. We're being robbed blind. I remember seeing that. Gosh, this is back when I was in my office. I remember pulling a card about what was going on in our country. So that was over a year ago. And I pulled the Seven of Swords. I remember this so clearly. And all of a sudden this wave came over me like, they're stealing everything from us. And that was when Kevin McCarthy was in office. Really? It's true. They're stealing everything from us. And it belongs to us. We paid for it. We paid into Social Security. We've paid into Medicaid and Medicare. We paid our military soldiers and veterans. We paid for that. Dumpy didn't pay for that. All he does is steal. He's a big fat con artist. And if that doesn't get your ire up, I don't know what does, right? And that's why, this is really putting a fire under everyone's butt. It truly is. Not on my watch is our theme. Start making those signs. Remember Kevin Marshmallow McCarthy? What do we call him? Kevin Marshmallow Jellyfish McCarthy. Oh my gosh. And then we got MAGA Mike. Let's read on MAGA Mike. And it was like, it just was so much worse. Oh, the new Superman movie is out, and he's a refugee. I guess the original Superman was. MAGAs hate that. But, alright, let's read on, actually, you want to read on the new Superman movie? Whatever happened to Pinocchio? George Pinocchio Santos? He's going to jail for a very long time. Roseanne Barr ditched him? Wow. Really? You saw a clip where ICE arrested Jesus Christ? Yeah, they would. He was an immigrant. Good Lord. All right. All right, I was gonna read on Stephen Miller. I did that earlier, but let me just see what else we get. Joe Rogan quit. Let's count our wins. Let's mark our wins. Yeah, if he lost for Roseanne Barr, wow, that's pretty big. We're reading on Stephen Miller. Oh, we have 176 in the house. I guess I'll stay on. I was going to cut it short, but we passed 175. All right. MAGA is waking up. They are. When it comes to your survival, literal survival, I'm not talking about losing your health care. I'm talking about the risk of being deported, which is a risk that we all are facing. Remember what they would say during the campaign? They're coming for you. Everything they said was a projection. You joined late. Yeah, did Rogan quit? I don't think Joe Rogan quit, but I think Joe Rogan quit supporting Dumpy. And honest to God, I hate to even say this guy's name, but Alex Jones, I think, has turned also. Stephen Miller, King of Cups, Knight of Swords, King of Rods. Let me ask the guys what they mean by this. Stephen Miller has support from our enemies in doing what he's doing, but the Knight of Swords, I'm picking up military action against Stephen Miller. Jones was crying like a big constipated baby about this? Did you hear about the sensitive burglar? He takes things personally. Glad you're back, Thomas. Whatever happened to Roger Stone, I don't know and I don't care. I'm not being flippant. I'm just being honestly, just truthful. I don't care what happened to Roger Stone. But, these people are such lowlifes. Let's read on, Kristi Noem. Yeah, we'll read on Epstein in a second. I want to read on Kristi Noem. I have tea leaves. Are you guys doing anything fun this weekend? Why was Alex Jones crying? Yeah, Roger Stone is a big weirdo. Thank you, Terry. If you wonder what I'm gonna read about, and if I wonder what I just said I was gonna read about, just check with Terry. She's here on Fridays. You're going to a local festival. Fun! Yeah, Kristi Noem. And by the way, this is a time of year in the Northern Hemisphere that it's summer and there are festivals and there are farmers markets, there are concerts, there are moonrise parties, there are opportunities everywhere to socialize, get out with people, go do things. I think that we don't realize how much we need people until we go out and we're hanging out with people. All right, so I'm pushing you all, because I know a lot of people go, no, I think I'll just stay in. Don't. You'll regret it in the winter. Kristi Noem. Okay, what you're going to see Kristi Noem do is pretty herself up. She's so ugly. Anyway, hang on. This kind of looks like her. She's going to pretty herself up and try to appeal to everybody, as she really does think that she is a beauty queen. I don't know, maybe she was a queen of, what do they call it? Maybe she was Miss South Dakota at some point, Kristi Noem, but she really does think she is like a beauty queen. And I have to crack up because it's like she's Barbie, with all the different versions of Barbie. So that's what you're going to see out of Kristi Noem. She will be robotic. She's not going to back down. the Six of Pentacles, it looks like she's been stealing money. It looks like this is going to come out that she's been stealing money. Let's read what else is going to happen. Let me grab the Voyager cards. Hang on. The Voyager cards. I want to look a little bit more into this because that's what you're going to see out of her. I think that Kristi, when she gets under more and more pressure, she tries to go beauty herself up. She's trying to get approval for the new Gulf Stream jet for her use. Yes. She's just going to get worse. So let's see what happens after she gets worse. She's so obsessed with herself. She's evil. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Same for Nancy Mace. It's taken away any natural beauty they had. I paused for dad jokes. Where do electric cars go shopping? The outlet mall, of course. Darren loves winter. I'm a fire sign. I love summer. Unfortunately, it's gotten reasonable here. It's not too hot. Kristi Noem. I have the Hanged Man. Oh yeah, she's gonna have to surrender her position. That's the surrender card. And the center card. Yeah, people are really gonna come out against her. Yeah. People are going to revolt against Kristi Noem. I don't think she'll be able to handle it. Kristi get fired? Yeah, she has a very dark soul. I've been wondering, I think we read on this, if she was a robot. In total seriousness, I'm not kidding. Because there are robots that have been so perfected that they seem like humans. And in several years from now, if this AI continues the way that it's going, and it does disturb me how many people are just saying, oh AI, oh we did that on AI, oh AI, it's really disturbing me. Don't do it. But as AI gets released more and more into the mainstream, what you're going to see is robots that look just like humans, to the point where it will be hard to tell if you're looking from a distance. It will be almost impossible to tell that they're not actual humans. And Kristi Noem has that appearance. And then when they Botox out and do all this plastic surgery, it makes them look like they're robots, right? The before picture and after picture of Noem is transformative. Yeah, and remember Kimberly Gargoyle? That's what we started calling her, Gargoyle. At least Noem is leaving the Coast Guard alone. It's just a matter of time, Michael. But it does look like the people raging about her is going to make a difference. Now, I don't really want to go there, but I'm going to pull 3 cards about Alligator Alcatraz. Read Thomas's dad joke. A good clue if it's AI is watch the eyes blinking. It's weird. What? Maybe a slow blink? Actually, let's read on that first. Let's read on what's going to happen with the concentration camp in Florida. The words coming out of my mouth just make me feel ill. And maybe we'll do a special guided meditation that we send light to that place so that the people get released. Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, the sun is going to be shining. There will be light shown on that situation. This also indicates that people will be, I'm just going to say, they'll be dying from the heat. And Ron DeSantis is such a horrible, inhumane monster that's what they're getting ready for. Equanimity. I really do feel that Alligator Alcatraz will be shut down. It's going to take all of us. But Ron DeSantis does not care. This is a complete and total violation of human rights. These are complete and total crimes against humanity. And it needs to be shut down. That's why I'm wondering, that's why I was saying earlier, I'm wondering if Ron DeSantis is banning any news from covering what's going on there. But I did hear that I think it was CBS got communication from somebody that's in there about food with maggots, lights that are on 24 hours, mosquitoes that are carrying diseases, and not adequate water and not adequate plumbing, and this is called torture. No one's allowed in until tomorrow, and our representatives, part of their job and their duties is to check on these facilities, and they're not letting them in. The Seminoles are the tribe is protesting. Okay, so I want to know if you guys hear about seeing, this footage about what's going on there. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I was actually wondering if we could somehow contact the International Criminal Court to complain. Yeah, they're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah. I mean, from a universal standpoint, we have, as human beings, we can't just let this slide. Okay, I was going to read about Epstein, that whole thing. Now, what I'm more interested in, did I ever tell you, I know that people are like, what happened to Epstein? What happened to Epstein? What happened to Epstein? Okay, I don't even recall if I ever did a reading on that, but I'm just going to tell you that he did not commit suicide. This is my psychic impression, and has been all along. But I have my pretty new blue nail polish here. If you want to know, DeSantis tried to make immigrants criminals with a new law, and these people are the nicest people. They're just immigrants. They moved to this country and they started a life and they have families, and none of them are criminals. Anyway, as far as Epstein goes, Epstein did not commit suicide. Bill Barr, this has been my psychic impression all along since it happened. Bill Barr had a meeting with him ahead of time. I feel like he was given something and that somebody went into, I think he was given something to make him out of it, like a drug or something. I feel like Bill Barr went in and he warned him that he needed to just keep his mouth quiet. And I feel like there was some kind of a drug given to Epstein, and that later somebody got into the cell and made it look like it was a suicide. So that's maybe slowed his breathing. Yeah, because I did feel some kind of a drug being passed from Bill Barr, and and I have my pendulum in the other room, and we'll look at that. I'll look at that on Monday more. I don't really care if Dumpy's on the list. He's on the list. How's Barr doing these days? Is he suffering medically? I think that he's not very healthy. Barr was all mixed up. He did, he was like, he admitted that Dumpy didn't lose in 2020, and Bill Barr, he's an Opus Dei. He's a mess. But anyway, back to Epstein. That's what happened. And that 1 minute of missing video, I'm not surprised, because somebody got in and did the deed, and the reason the deed was done because Dumpy, because Epstein was too much of a risk, because he could have told it all. And back in the 80s, Dumpy bragged about the girls, and one thing that was hidden that you can find if you do a search, or like a deep search on YouTube, is that Dumpy was accused of raping a young girl. I think it was not just one. And he destroyed her in court, so they had to drop the charges. Okay, so I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about this joke. When you take Pam Bondi's brain and put it inside a bird, the bird flies backwards. Yeah, so some of you know about that. It was a 13-year-old girl. And so that got covered up. So all that has been covered up, Dumpy knows how much has been covered up. And did you see him flip out at that press conference that I was just kind of mimicking earlier? Like, all these things going on, I can't believe that you're still asking about Jeffrey Epstein, that creep. Thou dost protest too much, methinks. This orange buffoon is the most heinous criminal imaginable. One of the most heinous criminals that's ever walked the planet. Paxton's wife left him, see? It's working. Not that she's a gem, but good. We need to read on Pam Bondi too. So it is our spiritual civic duty to do everything that we can. Someone said it was a fake and Epstein is still alive. No, I do not get that at all. I told you exactly what I get about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. When everyone's going around going, what? We wonder what happened. We wonder what happened. It's such a mystery. That's when you go to the psychics, right? And take it or leave it. Check in with yourself. Does it feel true to you? Because we are all psychic. Let's read on Pam Bondi. And then we'll read some tea leaves. And thank you for being here, and thank you for hitting the thumbs up. We're not doing a group hug again until we get 200 people in the house and we get 200 thumbs up. I have a goal. I have a quota. I'm not gonna go back on that. I think that I deserve to have 200 people in the room. It's just, how I feel. So let's choose 3 cards on Pam Bondi and what her fate is. I don't think she's going to stay in that position, but I also get that she feels a real strong need to stay in that position because it's a safeguard for her. Isn't that interesting? So what's going to happen to her? Oh, she's going to be ousted. Yeah, when things come together, yeah, she'll be ousted. And we'll be happy. We'll be happy. Yes, we'll have a tea leaf reading for sure. It's all mafia. This country is being run by a criminal mob out of the Kremlin. You heard it here. This country is being, run into the ground by a criminal Kremlin. Kamala will be back. You'll be dancing in the streets when Pam Bondi's gone. We'll read on more of those evil characters on Monday. If you want to join us on Monday. How is George Santos doing in prison? What do you think? Awful. It can't be. It's like not a picnic for him. Believe me. Let's read some tea leaves. It's been a while, huh? No, Kamala's not coming back as the Attorney General. Kamala won the election. Kamala's coming back as President of the United States because she won the election. Pre-order your Kamala 1 mug. I'm ordering more. All right. And I want to remind you to please do the meditations, the guided meditations, because our minds are very powerful. And we need to use all the power that we have. And I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to bug you all week. I'm going to bug you for all the days leading up to the protest to get ready and go to the protests. Yeah, Kamala won the presidency. You know, when people say, "Oh, well, she's going to run for governor of California," when people say, "Oh, she doesn't, she's given up on it," I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? She won." Last dad joke. I was on a diabetes awareness website and it asked me if I accept cookies. Is that a trick question? I love you guys. Don't let anybody tell you, "Oh, she's going to run for attorney general." She already did that in California. She's a legitimate United States president. I'm going to urge you all to go to the campaign rallies of Kamala. If you have any doubt, go watch them. A year ago, almost to the day, Joe Biden passed the baton to Kamala. And we had like a revolution of joy, right? And Dumpy's rallies were empty. And he was making no sense, and he was talking about Hannibal Lecter and that people were eating, the immigrants were eating the cats and dogs, right? Remember? Are you with me? She won. He said he didn't need the votes. He said there'd be no more elections. He said Elon helped him. He said he was going to win all the swing states. We need to be talking about this more and get that energy up, because you know, when people forget what happened last year, then they start to go, "Well, maybe she lost." We're not going there. Yeah, Trump does want to be Hannibal Lecter. I still haven't finished that article I'm writing about that kind of thing. Let's go to the tea leaves, shall we? What we have tonight is, wait, I didn't spin it, hang on. This is a technique. Okay. What we have, these are my worst glasses ever. We have a bird. We have flight. There's a woman there and there's a bird. There's a female there and there are birds and guides all around her. It's really beautiful. See it? Good night. See you when there's a group hug. You have to help me get enough people for a group hug. Share. Okay, so the envelope please. There's information coming out. It's not going to come out right away, but there's information coming out. That's about the election. This is a woman, and she's kind of directing nature what to do. She's directing the birds. And it looks like she's kind of shooting an arrow. There's a lot of strong Venus energy right now going on. So, and here's Mercury. We're gonna have to pay attention to the little wisps of information that are coming out, because it's gonna come in subtle ways. Watch the signs. You see, I see many birds. Watch the signs. There's a woman there and there are birds. So birds are messengers. There's going to be messages about what's going on with you know, the rise of the divine feminine is happening. Pay attention to the little teeny messages that are coming through the airwaves. When you see a story that you think is really intriguing about the truth, grasp onto it and see where it leads you, because it will lead you to truth. Make sense? Tea leaves are amazing. Yeah, there is also, this looks like a tree. There's going to be, I feel like the what's going on with the EPA, like stripping the EPA, because they have to strip everything. Thank you for the compliment. Sending love and light to you back. Thanks. And there's an X here. There's an X here where Mars is. There's going to be, like, Russia's losing the war. Don't let him kid you. Don't let Putin kid you. Pay attention to the subtle, quiet messages that are out there. There's some good stuff coming. Tree of Life. That has to do with us defending our environment. and Putin is desperate. And they already lost the war. They already did. We're going to look further on Monday into what's going on with the Kremlin and dumping. A lot going on there. I want you all to keep the faith. I want you all to book a reading, psychicannetdion.com, and I'm about to upload the 4th video for members. Hit the join button if it's there. If you would like to join and do a monthly subscription. The course, the presentation I'm doing now is 5 days of how to be peaceful. So I'll upload that now. I did it earlier. We're powerfully together. Please, I'm going to urge you to listen to the guided meditations, to do them, because they do work. Church of Spirituality, thanks for reminding me. Every single Sunday at 1, join us. We pray together. It's a great sermon. It's a great message every week, 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And Off the Ledge is daily, and the PNN pop-ups are daily. All right? Thank you. And thank you for those of you who donate. It helps me to pay my bills. It's been pretty stressful lately. Okay. Good trouble on the 17th. Namaste. Be good. Okay. Good night. Have a good weekend. See you.